Hi, my friends. Today we are going to be doing a class specifically for those who are experiencing pubic pain, something like SPD or pelvic girdle pain. So maybe it hurts when you balance on one leg or when you take your feet too wide, which in prenatal yoga, usually we're trying to open the pelvis and the pubic area to prepare yourself for labor and birth. But when you're experiencing a little bit of too much movement in the pubic area, you might have that rubbing of the bone with that tendon right there. Then we want to keep our feet a little bit closer together because your pubic bone is already so open and wide and ready for you to give birth to your baby. So this class is to help strengthen some supporting muscles, stretch out other things that might get a little tight, but do it in a way where it's safe and comfortable for you. I do recommend having yoga blocks if you have them. If you don't, grab a pillow and a big bolster or a pillow if you have that. And we're going to start in a kneeling position. So if you have a yoga block, we're going to take that and we're going to place it on the second level there. And then you're just going to kneel and sit on top of the block. So your sit bones will sit right on top there. If you don't have the block, you can straddle a pillow, maybe a couple pillows, set them up, prop them up, and then make sure those knees are squeezing in together. So this will be a comfortable way for you to sit in meditation for a few moments instead of coming to a cross-legged position. But if a cross-legged position feels comfortable for you, you can go to that as well. So go ahead and get comfortable, and when you're ready, you can close your eyes or soften your gaze by just looking down at the floor in front of you. I want you to feel all those pressure points weighing down on your block, your pillow, your mat, or the ground. And then feel an energy running up your spine through the crown of your head. Notice your breath. Notice the natural inhales and exhales. Without changing or adjusting here, just be aware of if they're long and drawn out, or short, deep or shallow, consistent or inconsistent. Now begin to deepen your inhales. Find an count for 6 on your inhalation and count for 6 on your exhalation. As you inhale, your lungs fill up, your rib cage expands. And as you exhale, your lungs contract and your rib cage closes in. Notice yourself beginning to relax. Soften your eyes. Relax your jaw. Allow your tongue to fall from the roof of your mouth. One more deep inhale in. And as you exhale, let go of any remaining tension you're holding on to. And allow your breath to return back to normal. And if you haven't already, take your hands to your belly and feel your connection with your baby. Whatever that connection feels like is not bad or wrong, not good or right. It is what it is. And that's okay. Maybe you pause here to set an intention for your practice today. Something you might need right now in this moment, maybe in the birthing space. On your next inhale, allow your palms to fall down into your lap. Tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, chin to the ceiling, reaching through your bottom jaw. Exhale, chin down to the chest. Taking your hands out in front of you, let's interlace the fingers. Flip the palms away, round the back. Keep that chin tucked. Release the hands down. We're going to take them behind the back. Interlace the fingers here. Press those knuckles down. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, let's take the hands in front. Interlace the fingers. Press those palms away as you flip them and round the back, tuck the chin. Release the hands down, interlace the fingers behind the back. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Good, release those hands down to your side. We're going to lift up and remove your props off to the side and then come to a kneeling position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We want to focus really hard on keeping those knees hip distance apart. We're going to take a deep inhale. I want you to just find length in the spine. And then as you exhale, we're going to tuck the pelvis underneath. Squeeze the baby in with a little hug of the belly. Inhale, come back to neutral. Don't let those hips come to the ceiling. Keep that pelvis neutral here as you inhale. Exhale, tuck the pelvis. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, tuck. Inhale. And exhale. We're just going to move right into cat-cow. So inhale, come to neutral. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. And then exhale, tuck the pelvis, round the back, and tuck the chin. Inhale, neutral. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the back, tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis. Keep going just a couple more times, moving at your own pace. Return back to neutral. Take a deep inhale, let the belly release all the way down towards the ground. Just let everything hang. And then as you exhale, I want you to imagine those hip bones coming in together, the sides of the belly coming to the back of the spine, rib cage closing. Nice 360 hug all the way around. Keep breathing here as you hold that hug in. And then inhale, let's reach the right arm straight out. Gaze is going to be down at the mat, just in front of your fingertips. Exhale, right arm releases down. Inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale, release. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, release down. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, release. Inhale the right arm. This time, maybe you try and pick up the toe. The knee's going to stay connected to the mat. You just lift the left toe up. Exhale, release down. Or the entire foot. Inhale, left arm reaches out. Bring up that right foot. And if there's too much on the pelvis, then just keep the feet down. Exhale, release. Inhale, right arm, left foot. And release. And switch. And release. Good. This time we're going to inhale. The right arm is going to come to the ceiling. Your gaze can go with it. And then exhale, let's thread it through. So right shoulder, right ear come down towards the mat. If you can't get your head all the way down, you can use a pillow or a yoga block to prop your head up on. Make sure these knees are staying right underneath the hips here. Left hand is going to come into the mat. Press yourself all the way up. Give it a little wiggle or a roll. And then we'll inhale the left arm to the ceiling. Take your gaze with it. Exhale, let's thread the left shoulder, left ear come down. On your next inhale, press yourself all the way back to tabletop position. Wrists underneath the shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes, and then hips are going to come to the ceiling as the chest comes towards the thighs into down dog. Pressing those palms away. Take a moment, just pedal the feet out, bending one knee, pressing one heel down, switching back and forth. Press both heels down towards the mat. And then slowly walk the hands back towards the feet. We're going to take a bend in the knees and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Once you get up, we're going to step to the top of the mat. Grab onto one of the yoga blocks or a pillow, and we're going to take that and place it in between the upper thighs, squeezing those thighs together. We're going to do this for a couple reasons. One, because it helps build strength in the inner thighs, and the inner thighs help support the pelvis. Two, because it promotes a neutral spine and allows those feet to stay directly underneath the hips. So having this prop between the legs here can do a lot of help for you. So take a deep inhale. Let's reach the arms up overhead. And then as we exhale, sit the hips back, coming down into chair pose. The weight should be in the heels and the toes are light. Inhale, let's stand all the way up. Let's take those hands to heart center. We're going to squeeze those thighs together. Exhale, sink down into chair. See if you can sink a little bit more. Inhale, stand up. And exhale, sink down. As we inhale, we press through the heels. We use the strength of the thighs and the pelvic floor. And then as we exhale down, we're sinking down, stretching in the pelvic floor. And then as we hold, stabilize, let's take those palms together at heart center. Now, notice those things in the body. As you sit in an uncomfortable position, notice how your body responds. Are you starting to clench your jaw or clench your body in other places that don't need to be tight? Are you breathing? Are you holding your breath here? Good. Take a deep inhale. Long exhale out. Inhale, stand all the way up. Go ahead and remove that prop. I'm just going to place it off to the side. Hands are going to come to the hips. We'll keep the right foot forward, and then we're going to take just a slight, about hip distance step behind you, and this left foot is going to turn off to an angle. So I want you to, again, keep those feet in about hip distance length so that we're not going too far. Arms are going to come to a T, and then you can bend into your front knee. So this is going to be our warrior two. Squeeze this left glute. Make sure the shoulders stay stacked over the hips. So it can be common to bring those shoulders forward. So keep the shoulders stacked. And breathe. Flipping the front palm to the ceiling and reach it all the way up. The left hand is going to go to your back thigh. Deep inhale. Exhale back to warrior two. Straighten the right leg. We're going to toe heel the feet slightly together. Deep inhale. Let's reach those arms up overhead. We're going to interlace the thumbs. So hook those thumbs together. The rest of the fingers are pointed towards the ceiling. Relax the shoulders. Take a deep inhale. Grow tall. Exhale. Hinge over to the right. Feeling that nice stretch along the hip and the side body. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, hinge to the left. Good. Inhale to center. Let's take those palms back down to heart center. This left foot is going to point towards the back of the mat, and then the right foot is still off at an angle. Arms open to a T and bend into the left knee. I want you to actively press those feet into the ground, really creating that strength in the legs and up through the pelvic floor. Gaze over your left hand. Left hand is going to flip to the ceiling, reach it up, right hand goes to the back thigh. Deep inhale. And exhale back to warrior two. Straighten the left leg. Let's step to the top of the mat. We're going to take a deep inhale, reach those arms up overhead, and then exhale, make your way down towards the mat. Lead with your chest as you come down. Inhale, hands come to shins or thighs. Find length in the back. And then exhale, let's plant those hands and step down to a kneeling position. If you have a pillow that you can prop up on here, go ahead and grab that. We're going to take our knees hip distance again, just a child's pose, so you're not going to take them as wide as you normally would. And then you can use this prop to take your chest down too. Your head can go to either side, whichever feels best on your neck. And if you need to kind of prop up a little bit, you can also take your yoga blocks if you have them and stack them up so that this is propped up, or prop up more pillows. Just a couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, slowly press yourself up. Let's move the pillow up to the side. Grab onto one of your yoga blocks. We're going to kick the feet off to the side. And then come onto your left side. So we're going to stack the hips so that they're on top of each other. The feet are on top of each other, and then the knees are bent. The feet should be about in line with your hips here. And then we have the elbow directly underneath your left shoulder, left forearm, left palm are into the mat. Let's take the right hand to the right hip. We're going to take a deep inhale, lift the right hip off, or left hip off the mat. Right hip goes towards the ceiling, and then exhale, release down. Inhale and exhale. Keep going. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. One more. Keep pressing out of that left shoulder so you're not bringing your head and collapsing down into it. Good. Now we're going to roll onto our back, making sure that we have the yoga block or a pillow handy. We're going to grab onto that prop and again, place it into the upper thighs. Same concept here. We're squeezing those thighs together, strengthening these muscles that support the hips and pelvis, also encouraging the proper alignment. The feet are underneath the hips, palms are going to be down into the mat. Squeeze those shoulder blades together a little bit so that your chest puffs towards the ceiling. Take a deep inhale, press through the feet, and then lift the hips off the mat, squeezing the glutes at the top. And inhale, we're going to lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, release. And exhale, lift. Keep going. Keep those thighs squeezing in. Let's do one more. Awesome. Lower all the way down. This time we're going to grab onto the yoga block or pillow. We're going to lift the hips to the ceiling and slide that underneath the hips so that your sacrum, the flat part of your lower spine, is resting on top of your prop. You can release those palms a little bit more away from the body. On your next inhale, press equally through the feet, lift the hips up, remove that prop, and then we're going to roll over onto the right side. Stacking the hips on top of each other, elbow directly underneath that right shoulder, making sure you're not collapsing down, pressing into that forearm and palm. Let's take a deep inhale, lift the hips to the ceiling. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. Lift. Lower. And lift. And lower. Good. One more time. Awesome. Creating a little bit of strength within the core too. We're going to come up and you can extend the right leg. Left knee is going to bend. Grabbing onto those props, pillows or blocks, whatever you need here. You could even take your hands to a stool. And we're going to place that right on the inside of the right leg. Now this right leg doesn't need to open up. Again, we want to keep that foot in line with the hips. So keep that right leg right here. Hands can go to your props. Deep inhale. And then exhale. Maybe you come forward a little bit. Maybe you release down onto your forearms, whatever your body allows you today. But wherever you go, just allow your head to release down. Inhale, slowly set yourself up. We're going to switch to the other side. So left leg extends, right knee bends. Props go right on the inside of the left leg. Inhale, grow tall. And then whenever you're ready, release forward or maybe walk your hands out just a little further. With your next inhale, slowly press yourself up. And you can come to a cross-legged position or go back to that kneeling position if that feels a little bit better for you. I'm going to go ahead and close off the eyes one last time here. Just taking a moment to cultivate gratitude for this time, showing up on the mat, allowing your body movement, and being grateful for the movement that your body does give you. Recalling that intention that you set at the beginning of your practice today, and taking a moment to state it to yourself as though you've already achieved it. Go ahead and take your palms together at heart center. Thank you for joining me in this practice today. I hope you have an amazing day.